Hey guys, Liddell and Danielle Hart here. We are back for another video. We back. It feels good.
It does feel good.
We were down for the count for a couple days. We had food poisoning, y'all.
Yes.
Food poisoning.
We don't wish food poisoning on anybody.
It was horrible.
And the fact that we both had to go through it together.
Horrible.
It's like, this is our thing. It's like one can only be down, but the beauty of it is that he did get it like first, the symptoms, and then I was able to kind of like help him and what he needed, and then it just,
and then she got it.
I got it like hours later, and we were just kind of like both down, but we were both like, then when I got it, he was slightly feeling better, but he still wasn't 100%, so it was just,
so I was still able to kind of come through and help her.
Yeah.
A little. I had a little bit more strength than she did. So
yeah, we had to just push through. I mean, we still had our kids and had to, figure out things, but we were helping one another.
Yeah.
Which, that was nice to be able to still, help each other. But it was kind of funny because it was like, do you have the strength for this, or like, should I do this? Like, so.
It's worse for her because she got a baby that she's carrying in her belly, and she's still trying to help out, and but then there's only so much that I can do because I didn't really have a lot of strength, so it was ridiculous. But thank God we feel better. We feel better, and now we back. Yeah. But it was also good that we got a chance just to kind of like rest too, because when you really think about it, since we started putting out videos, we've never missed a week. Yeah. So I think this whole week of so all last week was no videos, and I don't think that's happened since November. That's when we started putting out videos. So
it was like no recording. And so we always look at things for the good, right? There was maybe that was like Hashem's way of saying, like, you guys need to you need some rest, like, take some downtime right now, get your body to rejuvenate, right? And it actually helped us get back in this place of kind of like more of like healthier, like health conscious as well too. So it's that was good. It's like our body got to like fast a little bit, right? So.
And so thank you guys so much for all your support. Thank you for your prayers. Yes. Thank you for all that stuff. You said some very, very nice, kind words. Just to know you guys are supporting us. You're still there for us. You haven't abandoned us, so we appreciate it. But no, thank you so much for all the prayers and the concerns and all that stuff. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. We appreciate it.
What are we talking about, babe?
We are talking about the challenges that we faced or people will face when converting to Orthodox Judaism.
Yeah. All right. So let's jump into it. So we're going to pull out our
handy dandy
professional phone situation here. Maybe one day we'll get like a big old what are those things called?
The monitor screen.
The monitors thing. Maybe we'll get that and we'll have it right here. It'll be a little bit more professional for us, and we can kind of like look at it. Maybe we'll do that. I don't know. Yeah. Teleprompter. That's what it is.
Oh, teleprompter. You're right. That's exactly what it is.
But anyway, we got our phones right now. We try to just be real. Like this is just real.
That's who we are. There's nothing wrong with that, right?
So before we jump into it, we do want to give a disclaimer. When it comes to Judaism does not seek to convert.
Exactly.
This is not a video to try and get someone to leave their religion to jump into Judaism. This isn't that type of video. Judaism does not encourage that. The Jewish people don't look to convert people. You don't have to convert. There's no obligation to convert or anything of that nature. This is not that video. So we always want to make sure that we're very, very clear with that. Yes. Our goal is to just share our personal experiences because we understand that this journey can be challenging. When we first started our journey, there wasn't a lot of resources out there as far as information on how to prepare and getting different perspectives and getting different ideas from people that are already on the journey, people that are already have already started their conversion or thinking about it, people that have completed it, right? And they've gone into the mikvah, they're Jewish already. So we said, hey, maybe we could be that for somebody else that is considering to start this process.
Yeah, I know for us, we are like visual people, and like we were looking for things like that on YouTube of like how, just, I think we were looking for more of a perspective of, how do you go through things, or, this. And so that's just like what we wanted to be, is just that voice maybe for somebody who is already in the process of looking, not to change somebody to, convert to Judaism, but somebody who's already on that journey of searching, of searching for Orthodox Judaism, because that's what we were searching for it. And we just wanted a little bit more perspective on certain things.
And to be able to hear stories, to be able to hear challenges, setbacks, and overcoming stories. All those things have helped us over this, 2 years or so that we've been in this process. So with that being said, let's jump into it.
Our first step, as far as some of maybe the challenges that we faced, is one has to be prepared mentally, physically, and spiritually. That is very, very important. I know for us going through this journey, it is a whole lifestyle change, right? So there's that whole mental, change that you have to be prepared for. Am I mentally prepared to literally change my entire lifestyle? Am I physically, right? Maybe physically, meaning the things that you're going to have to change literally physically on this journey. I know for me personally, the physical aspect of that was modesty, right? So changing those things, that was I prepared for that? And you come to a place of where the desire is already there. And that's where, for us, it was, the desire was there because we had the knowledge and understanding. We had the mental, physical, and spiritual understanding of why we were doing what we were doing.
How do we view Judaism? We wanted to make sure that we had the right framing. That was very, very important. Is our framing correct? Do we have the right view? Do we have the right understanding, the right groundwork? Have we done our research? If not, if we would not have done our research, then we would have had a lot of challenges. A lot of challenges. And I think we've seen a lot of that in this past couple of years, of people not having the right foundations, and then they fall into certain groups, and then they go off the track, and they have this very, very different off understanding about who the Jewish people are, what Judaism is. So you want to make sure that your view is correct. So another thing that I want to add when it comes to the proper viewpoint around Judaism, if you're not building the proper foundation, then as you start to learn what's required for both men and women, then you'll start to think that keeping the commandments, keeping the mitzvot is going to be this task. It's going to be very, very difficult. It's going to be very hard. You're going to think that you're restricted. So I think it's important that we look at this whole journey as a privilege, not a prison. Judaism doesn't, it's not created. It's not a thing that keeps you behind bars. You're not in jail. It's not a restriction. It's actually freedom involved in it.
Yeah. I've gotten sometimes where people have asked, don't you feel more restricted than you were before? And to me, I feel a sense of freedom. And the reason why is because I know why I'm doing what I'm doing. And so to me, it's a privilege and it's an honor, because guess what? Hashem has only gave these certain laws and commandments and, requirements of us because we're the chosen people, right? And so to us, we looked at that, well, that's a gift. That's beauty. There's nothing that's prison-like to me, if anything. That's so special. And because for me personally, I feel like I got the ability to understand why I'm doing what I'm doing versus just doing something because somebody said, do that. I have an understanding. I have a clear understanding of why am I dressing modest? Why am I covering my hair? Why am I having to prep meals for Shabbos, right? So there's so many things that I can expound on that I can just talk about of why it's more of a privilege versus it being prison.
You're free from the world standards.
Exactly.
You no longer have to do things the way that other people are doing them. You're now free from that to be able to now exist in this other beautiful realm, right? So
that's it. Listen, the Jewish people are not meant to fit in. You are special. That's right. You are unique. And, you know, and the fact that when I say you're special is that you are the example.
That's right.
To all of the other nations, which makes you more responsible and as a leader. So you're supposed to lead. The Jewish people are supposed to lead from the front and show the rest of the world what it looks like to be a leader.
That's right. So another challenge could be Jewish education. Mm-hmm. So that's something that we really, really had to make sure that we were ready for. And there was a lot of considerations because for us, you know, we have a lot of kids. We got teenagers and we got little babies. So there's a lot of moving parts there. We had to consider homeschool situation. Our kids were homeschooled for a long time. So we had to really consider that. What is it going to be like with our kids being in a school? But also now they're going to be in a Jewish environment. And now it's not just general studies, there's Jewish studies, right? Yeah. Then you got to find, most importantly, you have to find the best school that's going to fit for your family, mm-hmm. right? So you want to consider that. And then the tuition. That's next level. So if you're not prepared, then that could be something that could be a challenge if you're not really considering and putting all these things in place. But how do we look at tuition and all these different things? We just gave it to Hashem. We trusted Hashem.
Yeah, I was just going to expound a little bit on that. It's because that's where that spiritual aspect comes in that we talked about at the beginning of the, you know, spiritually, physically, mentally. Yeah. You have to be spiritually prepared for this journey because it's not about what you have in the sense of right now. I mean, if we would have looked at all of our expenses and said, okay, we have to put, you know, all of our kids in a Jewish school and education, we got to move to a whole new different community. Yeah. We got to move, you know, into a higher paying rent than what we were paying for. Then you're going to say, I'm not sure if I'm ready to do this. Yeah. And it's not about, are you ready to do this? It's about knowing that Hashem is going to provide and take care of you for that. Now, is things going to look different? Yeah, we had to realize, like, we got to get out of our comfort. This is not about our comfort. This is about what we want, what we feel that is right for us, and we know it's right for our family, and we will let Hashem handle the rest. Oh. And I think when we got into that mental state of mind, we literally saw Hashem's hand in every single thing, and everything worked itself out more than we even would have thought it would have worked out.
You'll be blown away at what has happened and what has transpired in this past year or so. It's been pretty incredible.
But incredible, yeah.
We're gonna write a book. So we're gonna write a book and we're gonna document everything that we've experienced and all these things. So we're excited about that. So coming off of Jewish education, we got the Jewish community.
Right.
You know that you want to make sure that you're prepping for that. You want to make sure that you are checking out communities and you're getting a vibe, you're getting a feel. You're making sure that it fits right for your family. You know, you want to make sure that you're connecting with a rabbi and you have those things in place. You're building those relationships and you have that trust and they understand your journey. If you don't have those things in place, if we didn't have those things in place, it would have created a lot more challenges for us as well.
Mm-hmm. Well, which is why we actually had to move to the community that we did, because where we were previously staying, we didn't have those things. So we had to choose to find a community that was going to be based off of the things that he said. And that was uprooting our family, moving, changing a lot of things. And we made that decision because we knew that this was going to be our future.
That's right.
And it has to be the right fit for our family, no matter if it made sense to us, because this journey was not supposed to make sense. Yeah. It's not supposed to just make sense and everything, you know, is going to be in accordance by what it's not supposed to make sense, and it's supposed to literally go as planned as what you want, because nothing goes as planned as what we want. Hashem's in full control.
That's right.
And I think that's what we realized even moving to our community, and even how Hashem got us to our community is another story in itself, right? Yeah. How we even found this community.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So the next thing we want to talk about is language. And so some of you guys may have it good already. Some of you guys have been maybe practicing the Hebrew language for quite some time now. Some people maybe not so much. Some people are just they've maybe been speaking English for their whole life, and then all of a sudden, boom, there's a whole brand new language, right? I mean, you can speak on how you kind of feel about that.
Yeah, I mean, this is the thing. I'm accepting the pace that I'm growing in as far as when it comes to learning the Hebrew language, because I have a lot of responsibilities with my children, so I don't have that time as much as like Ladero would have. And then obviously our kids, they're in a Hebrew day school, so they are learning, how to speak the language every single day, right?
Every day.
And so, me finding some time here and there, like I am at the basics. I mean, I might as well be with the kindergartners, right, and the first graders of what they're learning. But I have to be okay with that. And so just, knowing that this is where I'm at and knowing that I will get there and it's all in due time as long as I am at least trying and putting in some effort as far as to learn a language.
Yeah, and there's so many resources, and this isn't a video to talk about all of the resources involved because everybody needs some different things. There's books, there's classes, and all those things. And I was actually thinking about today that I want to eventually, at some point, take a modern Hebrew course because the more that I learn, the more that I'm falling in love with the language and I'm becoming a part of it. I'm like, as we're becoming Jewish, I'm not just accepting a belief system or a religion. There's a whole land that comes with this thing. There's a whole language that comes with this thing. So it's like we're falling in love with the whole thing, and I'm like, that's my language. Yeah. So I wanna connect back to that, and so at some point, whenever it makes sense, we will take some classes, and we'll be at some point Bezrat Hashem, right? And for those who don't know, Bezrat Hashem, that's like saying with God's help, So with God's help, I'll be able to be fluent. Our whole family will be fluent speaking Hebrew. It'd be awesome.
And it's not that I don't speak anything. Obviously, I say all of my brakas and in Hebrew.
Blessings.
I say my Shema, right? I do certain. There is certain blessings that I do say in Hebrew. It's just that when I say my understanding of reading, that's just the thing. I don't read, fast or clear it's still very slow for me. But I believe I'll get there.
That's right. Yeah. That's right. And you're doing a good job.
Thank you.
One day at a time. And then, so lastly, I think we'll end on this, is learning Jewish law. And that's something that people need to understand, that it comes with the territory. There's no way to become a Jew without learning how to operate as a Jew. You have to learn Jewish law, and it's called halacha. And that's a daily study, right? I mean, Jewish law is no joke. It's very intricate, very deep, very detailed. It's like an ocean, it's like an infinite ocean. That's what Jewish law is, right? So it's not a thing as you're coming into it like we had to learn everything all at once. It's like it's a little bit every day.
Yeah, and it's ongoing.
And it's ongoing. I mean, your greatest Torah scholars are always learning, and so. But my point for bringing up Jewish law is because I think how we talked about making sure that we have the right framing, the right frame of mind. While you're building that frame of mind, you have to add in the fact that you got to learn Jewish law. You can't just read maybe books on Musar, which is basically ethics and morals and character traits. You can't just read that stuff. You can't just read, tales of Hasidic masters. You have to learn Jewish law. That is the thing that builds you. That's the thing that allows us to operate daily with each other, with our community, most importantly, our Creator. Yeah. How are we going to be able to operate on Shabbat if we don't understand the laws of Shabbat? And so it's something that you really have to make sure that you're ready to commit to, and you gotta and when you commit, go all in. That's what we're doing. We're going all in. And when I say all in, we burnt the bridges. Like, it's no going back to where we were. We burnt the bridges, and it's no plan B. It's not like a thing of, hey, if this don't work out, then at least we got this. No. This is it. This is who we are. This is who we're becoming, and that is what it is.
Mm-hmm. So that's basically in a nutshell of what we wanted to share as far as our views and our perspective on when it comes to the challenges when converting to an Orthodox Jewish lifestyle.
And so for those who are wondering, we are still in our conversion right now. We have not crossed that finish line yet, and with God's help, it'll be soon. And obviously, you guys will be some of the first to know. We can't wait to share that news with you. The day that we have a mikvah day, right? Mikvah day, that's when you're going to immerse in water, and it's just going to be a beautiful thing. Yeah, so absolutely. We're still there. We're still in the process. We're learning, growing every single day. And we are, most importantly, maybe we should even add this in, but enjoy the process.
Yeah.
Enjoy it. And we have to check ourselves a lot to make sure that we're not just trying to skip through it, right? And we just want to just get through it. Of course we do.
Yeah.
But there's so much beauty in the process.
Yeah.
So many things that God really wants us to learn right now. There's experiences that we don't want to skip through, rush through. We want to be present. Wherever you are, be there.
Yeah. And just know this, guys, you will have challenges. It's not going to be this easy, road. It will be challenges. But like he said, we don't see any other way. There's no plan B. And the challenges that we face, they only allowed us to get even closer to Hashem and to see even more of his beauty, I think, throughout the challenges that we did face. So there will be challenges. You will go through things. But that's life anyways. Yep. You're going to go through challenges whether you go through this journey or not.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So thank you guys so much for watching. I think this video was a little bit on the longer side, but it's all good, right? You guys hanging there with us, and maybe some of you guys tuned off after 2 minutes and 35 seconds of the video, but it's all good. For those who are still here, we like to do this sometime. If you're still here, put in the comments that you're still here, right? We would appreciate that. And that way we know that you watched it all the way until the end, and we appreciate you. So if you enjoy our content, please consider subscribing, drop a like, drop a comment. We love the comments, and share your thoughts, share what you learned, share what you didn't know, share, some people come in, they share what they don't like, and that's all good too, but just share what you don't like in a respectful way, right? Because we get it, right? Everybody's entitled to their opinion, so we want you to be able to share that. If you have any questions, throw it in the comments, and we'll get back to you as fast as we can. But we just appreciate you guys so much for every single thing. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your love. Thank you for your care. And all that good stuff.
And just to add this, we do have a members only community, which allows
Team Elevate.
Yes, Team Elevate, which allows us to connect more, personally with our subscribers, with our viewers. Sometimes you get some behind the scenes. We do every single week live chats with our members only. So it's just a lot of good stuff that's going on there. And that's just because me and Ladero, we love to be more personal with people. And so that gives us that opportunity to be more personal with our members.
So we'll make sure we put that link in the description. You can check it out. If you have any questions, please feel free to let us know. Thank you guys so much. We love you, and we out.